tonight? I said, how are y'all feeling tonight? I am so nervous. I'm so honored and humbled. This is incredible. I can't believe I'm standing up here with all of you guys. Chiyoung wishes she could be here, so she says hi, but her Korean parents were not gonna let their daughter out on a school night, and she's 7, so obviously she's gotta start studying for the SATs like now. I knew this was gonna be the crowd for that joke. Great. So, hi, I am Kathleen Kim. I'm a New Yorker. I grew up in Queens and then Long Island, which I'm guessing a lot of you also had that same. Wait, I'm so curious. By a show of hands, how many in this room were born in Flushing Hospital? I thought it was gonna be more. All right, well, anyway. And I share this story of many of us kids of immigrants. We only spoke Korean at home, and so I learned English by watching Sesame Street every single day. And it wasn't just the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but Sesame Street taught me about arts and music, about comedy, about friendship, different cultures, how to talk about your feelings. And in fact, I was so inspired by Sesame Street that I went into a career of television production, because I also wanted to tell stories and connect with people and maybe even work on a show like Sesame Street one day, who knew? And so that's really what I was doing up until very recently, until puppetry kind of came in later on and gave me this very unexpected later in life career shift. But if you had asked me at any given point in my life, from childhood up until now, what my crazy pipe dream, dream job would have been, I would have said Muppeteer, which is crazy. No, for real. And so you might be asking, well, why didn't you pursue that at a younger age? I had Korean parents, so that wasn't gonna happen. Our immigrant parents who sacrifice so much to make sure that we have a better life are not exactly in the business of encouraging us to go off the beaten path and pursue weird niche artistic dreams. It's like, can you imagine you want to go to clown college? Yeah, okay, I pay, you're so funny, It's like, wow, professional skateboarding. 그래, 맞아, 그것도 잡이야, yeah, sure. Like, they're not gonna, And it's not because they don't want to squash our dreams. It's because they want the guaranteed, proven path to success, which also means, sticking to careers that only people who look like us have already achieved. And that's their way of ensuring our success, our happiness, right? The second reason I never thought to pursue my dream wacky job of being a Muppeteer is that back when I was growing up, Jim Henson and all the sort of OG Muppet guys, it was a small group of white men, pretty much all white men. And as a Korean girl growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were plenty of places where I already felt like I didn't belong, places that didn't belong to me. There were places, it was America, and I don't feel American because I'm not white. I go to Korea, and I don't quite feel Korean enough either. And so you just end up feeling like there's not exactly any place where you totally belong. So yeah, a job that 7 white guys in the entire world get to do, it just didn't seem like worth dreaming even, But I dabble in puppets growing up. I would make this little character with my scarf and my glasses and make my friends laugh at the lunch table. I made a North Star puppet for a church Christmas play once. Don't laugh, but I did an anti-drug PSA with sock puppets for extra credit for a health class. Who needs to take extra credit for health class? I just wanted to do the video. But it was just for fun, obviously. My parents reminded me that any kind of pursuit in acting or anything sort of like it was just pointless in America, because who even saw Korean people on TV when we were growing up? And if you did on the rare occasion see an Asian on American movies or TV, they usually represented a broad stereotype. So that TV is a window to the whole wide world outside your living room, especially if you're a kid. And when you observe that the whole world thinks of you as invisible, not even part of the conversation, unless you're a nerd, a sexual object, a punchline, a villain, an outsider, what does that do for your sense of belonging, of where you fit into this America, of who you even are? It's one of the things that sort of, attracted me to puppets, because people see me, an Asian woman, and immediately they have these, preconceived notions of who they think I am, who they think all of us are. But I put on a puppet, I can be, I can be an old man, or I could be a beautiful princess, or I could be, like a monster or a chicken, and if I'm doing my job right, you forget that I'm even there. My Koreanness isn't even a factor. But eventually, this kind of weird secret hobby led me to Sesame Street. And in 2021, we introduced Chiyoung. And I was so nervous about debuting her, because did we do this right? Would there be a positive response to her? Are people actually gonna care about an Asian Muppet, But the outpouring of love for her was truly stunning and humbling. The reactions we got from the API community to seeing an Asian American Muppet on Sesame Street were deep and emotional. There was Chung for this little girl, even though we only all just met. And this is kind of a contradiction in terms, right? Because the very definition of Chung is like a bond that's forged and formed over a very long time. It's different from love and passion, because you sort of build it over shared experiences, shared joys, shared suffering. And because it's earned like that, it feels like it's deeper and more important and more lasting. But there's Chung for Chiyoung, even though she's only been in the world for a year and a half, because first of all, she feels like she's one of us. And secondly, it is an earned love. The feeling that we feel seeing a Korean kid with a Korean name who loves Korean food and a Korean anime on a deeply American show with deeply American roots, that feeling is the Chung of, it's an earned love over a lifetime of never believing that we would ever see a moment like this, because we never felt like we as a people truly belonged here. And the response was such that Chiyoung is now just a regular character on the show now, which is crazy. Thank you. Her first official season, season 53, has been airing all year, and we just debuted an episode where Chiyoung introduces traditional Korean buchechum fan dance to her friends, which is crazy. But then also there's like episodes where she just like is skateboarding Rosita or drawing comics with Tamir and Gabrielle, because yes, she is a proud Korean American, but also she's just a kid and she's allowed to just be a kid. Also, oh my gosh, you guys, yesterday we just found out we're getting a Chiyoung plushie. It's happening. They're gonna sell a Chiyoung doll. I know, I literally just found this out yesterday. Because like, side note, like, do you remember when we were growing up and like the Barbies and other sort of fashion dolls, there was like the white one, the black one, and then the like ethnically ambiguous one. It was like, do you know what I'm talking about? It was like the kind of light olive skin, kind of tan, black hair and almond eyes, and you're like, is she Asian or Middle Eastern? Is she Latina? And it's like, yeah. You just share it, And then they would always have an exotic name like Kiki or Jasmine or Jade, But no, we've got like Chiyoung, we've got a Korean Sesame Street plush coming to stores. We've got, like people, like we got partners and law firms. We've got like, we're telling beautiful stories through Korean American and Korean stories through film. Like we have arrived, you guys, And like, for the first time as Chiyoung, for the first time as a puppeteer, suddenly it does matter what I look like. It does matter that I am Korean American. And I have to tell you that I could not be prouder of that. So thank you, KACF, for this incredible honor. Our success as Koreans in America has always depended on our culture of community and helping one another out in times of need. So thank you to all of you out there for showing up tonight. If we want to continue thriving as we have to continue doing it together. So thank you and have a lovely evening.